Alrighty guys, hope you are doing absolutely amazing today. In this video I'm gonna walk you through two specific proven to go viral content styles that you can actually leverage for a law firm in order to go viral organically on social media, which is essentially going to help you increase your brand exposure in your local area within the location that you're in, and at the same exact time increase your lead flow from organic as well, which is obviously going to get you leads completely for free and also some sign-on cases completely for free as well. Now, if you are somebody that, for example, has been thinking about recording some, social media videos for a law firm, or maybe you have already been doing that, then this is going to be a perfect video for you because, as I mentioned, I'm going to walk you through two specific content styles that you can implement right after watching this video that will increase your possibility of going viral and then also attract some organic qualified leads for a law firm, okay? Now, just before I walk you through the actual styles of content and how you can implement them, let me first introduce myself in case this is your very first time coming across any of my videos. My name is Alex. I'm the CEO of Luxury Avenue Media, where I and my team works with law firms. And we essentially help them build out their in-house client acquisition and qualified lead generation infrastructures that allows them to be fully in control when it comes down to the lead flow that they have every single month and how many cases they sign on every single month, which basically allows them to be in a control, as I said, where they don't need to rely on a marketing agency or a pay-per-lead company to pretty much get them leads. And some of the systems that we have actually helped our clients build out have got some pretty incredible results. For example, Christina signed on 5 new family law cases in the first 7 days of this month with $19,000 in retainers, cash collected, and $72.5K in total case value in a sense. Then also she's currently booking upwards of 5 qualified appointments per day with her ideal types of clients that can afford to pay for her retainers, for her services, and are also her ideal types of clients. Then Carl signed on 2 new family law cases in the first 3 days of this week with $10,000 in retainer cash collected and $25K in total case value. And then Steve, in the first week of launch, booked in 11 qualified appointments for his family law practice without, even him having to chase any of his own leads. And then lastly, Ashley basically is currently booking, calls with qualified PI, motor vehicle accident leads at $160 a pop, basically, okay? Now, with that being said, let's walk through what exactly are these two content styles, because as I mentioned, these two particular content styles I'm going to walk you through right now, as I mentioned, they have the possibility of helping you pretty much generate millions of organic views, which can, as I mentioned, in turn result into you getting, huge amount of lead flow when it comes down to leads for your practice area of law without you necessarily having to spend anything, extra on paid advertising. And here's some proof actually. There is a lawyer called Ugo, which I'm gonna share with you in this video as well. Some of his videos have literally gotten, as you can see, 85 million views, which is pretty crazy. Even if a very small percentage of those people kind of like start building trust with him, eventually decide to work with him, that is like, we are speaking probably about like hundreds of clients here just from one single video in a sense, right? So this is extremely powerful if you can actually pull it off the right way. And then as well, I and my team have run multiple different businesses. We have used the exact same strategies for ourselves as well to generate some incredible results as well. For example, here are some of our videos that have gotten 4 million views, 3.3 million views, 1.6 million, etc., etc. Okay, so with that being said, let's talk about what exactly are these two content styles. So the first content style is reaction videos, and the second content style is general law advice within your practice area of law, okay? So there is two particular lawyers that you can look out for as well, pretty much like funnel hack them in a sense, look at the content they produce and kind of like mimic them in a sense. One of them, as I said, is Ugo. He is incredibly successful with it. He primarily does reaction videos, so this very first style of content I told you about, okay? And then Mike, he does the other style of content, which basically is like, law advice in general, okay? So he also is incredibly successful, getting tons of engagement, which obviously results into tons of free clients for his law firm, basically, okay? Now, with that being said, let's talk about how you can actually implement these two styles, okay? So the first style is the reaction videos, okay? The reason these types of reaction videos work incredibly well is because people love to hear other people's opinions, especially expert opinions, okay? Because people go on social media such as Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and stuff like that to be pretty much like entertained, right? So what happens is, if you can have a video where you react over something interesting, right, and provide advice about that, right, people kind of like really love that stuff, right? Like it draws them in, and they're really curious to know like what other people think about a specific thing, especially if the thing that you're reacting on is something that's kind of like been circulating online for a bit, meaning that it's like a viral video that you're reacting over in a sense, okay? So the idea here is to react to a particular video and provide your own input as a lawyer, okay? So the very first step that you want to do is you want to find a viral video online that relates to your area of law practice, okay? Obviously, you don't want to find any type of a video that is something else to do with the areas of law that you practice, because if you do that, then it's gonna attract leads, it's gonna get people into the door in a sense, as far as like them following you, checking your content, and being a very fair law firm, but they're going to be coming in when it comes down to something else that you do, right? So if you do family law and then you react to a video where it's something related to crime as an example, right? Well, probably that's not going to be the best, way to kind of like do it, because it's going to attract people who are more of like into that niche of kind of like crime and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So that's why you want to find, a viral piece of content based on your area of law. So for example, if you do, let's say as an example, DUI, right? Then maybe there's a viral video that you can find where there's a person who pretty much, was driving, and then the police pretty much stopped them, right? And, they thought that the person is drunk, but actually they were not drunk, and that video kind of like went viral, got millions of views across social media, and then you pretty much like react over it, right? So that's one example right there, right? If you maybe do, I don't know, family law, right? And, there is an abusive relationship in a sense, right? Like abusive marriage, for example, whatever, where, I don't know, there is a guy outside, where he's filming, his wife, for example, she's freaking out, for example, kicking him, things like that. Maybe that's a viral video that's been circulating around that you can pretty much react over, right? As a family law attorney, right? So these are just a couple of examples, really, right? What you want to do is you just want to find these viral pieces of content that have gotten, hundreds of thousands, or even better, millions of views. And the way how you can find them is through using research tools such as TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, and things like that, okay? And you can also funnel hack other lawyers in your area, more so like in your niche, that actually do the exact same thing. So for example, with Mike, right? I think what he primarily focuses on is personal injury, although like some of his content is also in regards to other areas of law as well. So what you can do is you can, for example, funnel hack him, right? Like look at the topics that he's talking about when it comes down to personal injury, if you run a PI law firm, right? And then pretty much like steal some of his ideas in a sense, you know what I mean? Same thing with Hugo as well, right? Like you can literally just scroll through his feed. He's got hundreds of pieces of content he has posted. Just take a look and see which ones are the most viral that also can like relate to your niche, and then just go ahead and pretty much, take those ideas as inspiration in a sense, right? So a couple of example videos is, regular viral videos from random people online, okay? It could also be, celebrity news, by the way, right? So for example, Kylie Jenner, or I don't know, Rock Dwayne Johnson, right? Or I don't know, maybe anybody else, right? If, for example, you are a family attorney, right? And let's say, I don't really follow celebrities, but maybe, for example, Kylie Jenner just, divorced with her husband as an example, right? Then everybody's talking about that. Like it's all around on the internet, it's trending on Twitter, everywhere else in a sense, right? Then maybe that's something that you create a video around in a sense, right? Talking about, that divorce process from your perspective as an attorney in a sense, right? And then you can also look out for streamers and influencers. This is actually what Hugo does as well. Some of his content that he's posting is in regards to, some streamers that are popular right now, such as, iShowSpeed, Aiden Ross, like these guys, if you maybe have heard of their names. Like they kind of like, a lot of them, like what they do is they pretty much like walk on the streets as well, just like recording like streams and stuff like that. And sometimes there's some crazy stuff that could happen. And these clips go viral on social media. So if you can find a way to pretty much tie them into your area of law, then, these could also be like really great videos that you can do reactions over, okay? And then like once you really found, the content topic, right, the video that you're gonna react over, then just simply, react over it, provide your input, and make it entertaining at the same exact time as well. Keep the video length to like 60 seconds maximum, and then obviously distribute it across all the social media such as TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Obviously, it goes much more in depth like this as well. You need to obviously have a very strong hook as well. You need to cut out the filler words. You need to, kind of like keep the person engaged throughout the whole video. Make sure that you have, eye-catchy editing as well, where like there's, pop-up effects, things like that, just so you can kind of like keep the person engaged. It goes much more in depth than this. I'm not gonna cover that in this video because it's gonna be too long, but I'm gonna make another video in the future where I'm gonna walk you through how to structure the hook, things along those lines. But at the moment, this is the general structure for you to follow when it comes down to finding these viral videos and then reacting over them, okay? Now, the second style, as we discussed, is the low type of advice, okay? So the idea behind this is to just simply provide advice in the video based on a topic that has a high possibility of hitting the algorithm, and obviously, provide advice based on a topic, okay? So the first thing you're gonna do is you want to find a topic that has a high possible chance of hitting the algorithm. And this is the reason why, a lot of our videos, when we produce them for our own businesses or for partners, go viral, because we find topics that have a high possible chance of hitting the algorithm, okay? It's not about just recording random videos. It's all about you finding specific strategic topics that will have a high possibility of hitting the algorithm, stuff that relates to people much more, and then create content around that, okay? Once again, you can funnel hack other, lawyers who are doing this. For example, Mike, right, is another one, as I mentioned. You can look at Ugo, of course, as well, right? So just see what are some of the most viral topics, and then you can kind of like steal their ideas in a sense, Also like figure out what are people's biggest pain points and desires in your niche, okay? And then you can create videos around that. You can read social media comments from your own content or from your competitors, such as Mike or Ugo, right? Like see what are the things people are commenting about, okay? And you can read these comments not just on Instagram. You can read it on TikTok, on Facebook, on YouTube. There's tons of lawyers out there that have very huge YouTube channels where they speak about specific topics. So you can really look out for that, right? For immigration law, family law, divorce, right? Like child custody, criminal law, DUI, estate planning, you name it, You can also look back at your frequently asked questions that, your leads typically ask you. You can also join Facebook groups, read what people talk about there, and then you can also read Reddit and Quora threads. See what questions people ask in those social medias as well, and pretty much like, at some point you'll start seeing like a pattern of what are their pain points and their desires, so that you can then go ahead and pretty much take those and then create content on that, okay? So then once you know the actual content idea, go ahead and create an engaging video around it, keep it maximum 60 seconds, and then as well distribute it across TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, okay? But generally speaking, the reason why this works is because, during the years that we live in right now, people spend so much time on social media, it's pretty crazy. Like there was a study done there in 2024, the average person spends about 143 minutes on social media every single day. That is on average. There's tons of people that spend even more than that, like literally hours upon hours every single day on social media, right? And they scroll on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, all these platforms, right? So if you can find viral content topics and record content around that in the right way and hit the algorithm, you can really reach a pretty huge audience in a sense, right? And what happens is that they start following you, they start engaging more with your content, right? And then eventually they go ahead and reach out to you to help, on their case, right? Some of these people might need help right away, right? While other ones might not need an attorney right now. They are not in help at all. They're not in like pain at all. But maybe after a couple of months from now, they decide to pursue that divorce, or maybe they do get into that motor vehicle accident and they finally need an attorney, right? They're not gonna go on Google to search for anybody because they already know that you exist. They have consumed so much of your content, they relate to you so much that they'll just go to you as opposed to anybody else, right? That's why this is so powerful, and this is one of the reasons why a lot of these influencers, such as Mr. Beast, Kylie Jenner, and people like this are like basically multi-millionaires, and some of them are even billionaires because they own the audience, and you know they've got like free traffic basically, right? So they have built such a huge audience over the years that you know they can sell pretty much anything to them, people will buy. So if you can combine that strategy with your law firm, then you can really beat your competition like crazy. You can beat these big guys like Morgan & Morgan and companies like that have infinite amounts of ad budgets on marketing in a sense, right? So that's basically about that. Now, if you are somebody who would love to learn more about how all of this process works so much more in depth, and if you're also curious to know a little bit more about like what other strategies you can use when it comes down to getting high paying cases for a law firm every single month, then what my team does are the things called the strategy sessions, where we can take a look at your existing, you know, position that you're in when it comes down to a law firm, what are your goals over the next 3 to 6 months, and also what is the area of law that you practice and what is the local area that you're located in. And what we can do is we can walk you through all the components you need to implement in your law firm to pretty much, you know, get to a point where you're signing on 30, 40, 50 plus high paying cases every single month, or whatever essentially are your goals in general, okay? So if that's what you're interested in, then I will leave a link right below this video in the description section where it's going to lead you to our website where you can basically book in a call either with me, myself, or with somebody on my team where we can kind of like walk you through this strategy walkthrough session of what are all the components you need to implement to pretty much, you know, duplicate some insane success for a law firm as well in a sense, okay? So that's really all about it, guys. I hope that you found this video valuable, and yeah, I'll see you all in the next one.